Hey guys, and welcome back to Emerald Coast. We made it to day 9 of spring. We're now into late spring, and we are just hooking up to our New Holland Discbine that we bought last year. And we're going to head on out to mow a little bit of grass, make a little hay. As the old adage says, make hay while the sun is shining, or make hay while the sun shines, or something like that. Basically because if we look at our forecast, wowzers, look at all that rain. We've got 5 days of rain forecasted coming up here. So it's looking like we better get some rain, or get some hay done before the rain comes, because it doesn't look like it's going to be too advantageous to get the hay baled up here in early summer. In fact, it doesn't look too advantageous to do much of anything in early summer. And our wheat and barley just might find itself ready in that same darn time period. So we're just going to have to do what we can to get that done. And I want to show you something. So, remember old Field 5 here? Remember Field 5? How it had canola in it? The other video? Well, it's got soybeans in it now. And what you don't know is, between the canola and soybeans, it had sunflowers in it. So, Field 5 is a rather interesting little predicament. And, well, I said in the last video that I was going to buy Field 5. And I'm not. I'm not going to buy Field 5 right now. Because it's acting kind of weird. And instead, we're going to buy Fields 6, 7, and 8. They have wheat and barley in them. So we're going to get those and make that into straw, harvest the grain, and flip those fields around for soybeans. And who knows, next time we have a video together, there might be corn in Field 5. It's hard to say what might show up over there now. Let's see here. Let's, you know what? I think the last several times we've mowed this, it has been there we go. So, I want to mow this direction this time. Alright, so this is just the standard in-game New Holland mower. And I wanted to give this a spin. We're definitely able to mow. It's not as wide as the haybine that we were using, but it is faster than the haybine. So the width differential should be made up by the speed differential, and we should come ahead of things. And I've been thinking about maybe next year checking out these new self-propelled mowers that Massey Ferguson has. Not Massey Ferguson, that yeah, Massey Ferguson has. They've got some new self-propelled mowers that can mow at a pretty good clip here and are not offset, so we don't have to worry about driving over existing hay and such, and things like this. You know, having difficulty making the turns. And I heard that they're just as fast as this Discbine. So, you know, we're doing pretty good money-wise. We're fairly profitable. So I'm thinking about picking up a pair of those and doing the mowing in tandem. Flip. Actually, I want to keep it that direction. Don't really know how much hay we're going to get off of this field, or off of any of our grass fields, with this particular growth state. But, like I said, with all that rain coming, and the potential of a pretty big wheat and barley harvest, and then the desire of flipping the fields for soybeans, there really isn't a lot of time to sit around and wait on the grass to get any higher. We're down to just 3 hay bales, so we're gonna need hay bales anyway for our cows. And obviously the last thing we want to do is buy hay in, given the fact that we can produce hay here with our 3 grass fields. So we're just going to go ahead and mow this up and get our new rake out and windrow and ted this up and get it baled today, and see if we can't maybe go over to the other smaller grass field up there, the northwest corner, and see if we can't get that also started to work. Get it at least mowed and tedded today. Maybe get started with baling of that field tomorrow morning, and then try to close out with the big old grass field tomorrow and Tuesday or Wednesday. Basically, we need to try to get as much grass done here in the next 2 or 3 days as possible, simply because of all that rain we got coming up here. A nice stand of canola here. A little not upset, but just a little depressed about Field 5. I was looking forward to a big canola harvest on there, because canola treated us pretty good last year with respect to pricing and everything. Then being able to flip that field to soybeans. I mean, we could still buy the field and have soybeans in it. Just wouldn't get 2 harvests off of that. Just grow soybeans only. I think I would get more bang for my buck with the other 3 fields, 6, 7, and 8. Buying those. Prices are similar to what they are for Field 5. That tells me that the land is approximately the same amount of land between those 3 fields and Field 5. So we're not going to be losing too much potential revenue by going with that other field. I think we'll have enough headway now that we can make some simple up and down passes. Still waiting on our soybean price to come up. It's been steadily climbing for the last several days, but I think we can ink a little bit more out before we sell our soybeans. Been steadily selling milk, load of milk every day. been our primary source of income last several days, and we're also getting a good $500 or so a day in chicken eggs. That is a nice steady bit of income also. All right, pick this up. Swing our mower over this way. This thing backed up here. Up or down, and off we go. Having the Massey Ferguson will also allow us to more easily do the in-cab mowing. Not super comfortable with side mowing and doing in-cab work. Worried I would miss a fair bit on each pass. Gonna go ahead and finish out the mowing and bring you all together once we get hooked up to our rake and tedder. Well, we got the hayfield done, and I'm hooked up to my wheel rake. Go down here and windrow this and see if we can't get the grass or get the hay up off the field this afternoon. Probably once we get this up off the field, we will head on up to the northern grass area up there by field 24. Start mowing that late this morning. Give that a chance to dry off also. Windrow that this evening. Then go in there and bale that up tomorrow probably. Let's go ahead and on in here and pick up these fields while we're here. Hit them by this one. Let's not get bogged down in the mud. Just drive on this side. We'll go ahead and pick up 8. Then we'll swing around and pick up field 6 while we're at it. See, our canola's coming up quite nicely, as I said earlier. The way these wheat fields and barley fields are looking, probably going to come due in early summer, which will then give us two transitions, early and mid-summer, to get the soybeans in the ground. But with all that rain in the forecast, be sure if we're going to have too much time where we've got decent harvesting weather to get that accomplished. Got ourselves our 3 new fields and still have a nice $250,000 in the bank account. All right. Go ahead and pull on up in here. Fold our rake. Oh. It hung up in the fence post. All right. Lower her down. And off we go. This will allow us to pull 2 windrows together. 2 passes with the mower. 2, 1. Alright, this isn't going to take too long because this rake is pretty quick. Make pretty quick work of this. And like I said, I think we're going to go up and start mowing the other grass field while this dries out some more before we bring the baler in here and bale it up. Come in here this afternoon, probably around 3 o'clock or so. Baler running. Then we will, after we get this field baled, we'll run the rake up to the other grass field that we're mowing and get it windrowed together. And then we'll come in tomorrow, right around midday, and bale up that field. Tomorrow morning we'll start mowing grass on the big field, and start by the time we get done mowing that grass, we'll be in a position to windrow it, and hopefully come in the next day and bale it up. So if we look at our forecast, bale this field tonight, we bale the other field tomorrow, Sunday, and we mow big field tomorrow on Sunday. We should be able to bale that field on Monday and get the hay up off of that field, and then be in prime shape for the rain to come on Tuesday whenever it wants. It's kind of the plan of action. Work on trying to make some up and down passes here. Not super worried about following the mower. It's going to pull in whatever grass we can reach and windrow it. What we don't want to do is make a mess of our existing windrows. You guys, what do you think of the series so far? See, year 3, we're moving along at a bit quicker of a clip. Didn't have any videos, I don't think, in mid-spring, and was really planning on mowing this in early summer, but when I saw all of that rain, I thought to myself, I better get this mowed because there's not going to be time to get this mowed up at the same time that we're trying to get that wheat and barley up off the fields and the straw up off the fields. And in reality, what you're probably going to see is recording this right before we leave on the trip. So, as I've mentioned before, when we're on the trip, I won't have access to the recording system. I'll have a laptop where I can basically just do some unrecorded gaming to progress the map, but we won't have the ability of capturing any video. So the reality is, when you come back, we might be at some point in late summer or midsummer, or heck, we might even be in autumn. And what that'll mean is all of this wheat and barley will be up off the ground or harvested. Straw will be up off the fields, and quite possibly soybeans will be planted in those fields, because the goal is just to keep moving this through. Like I said, I want to try to get to year 5 by the end of November, when 19 releases. We are now into our, I guess, second week of November, first full week of November with this video. I think this video is going to be coming out on the second Friday of November, or the end of the first full week. So we're just about 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks to go until 19 comes out. And if we're going to have any chance of getting at least the play time of having this in year 5, then we're going to need to progress along a bit quicker of a clip. This means things are going to be happening more off camera than on camera. Do what we got to do, right? All right. Let's get this done. Not sure how many bales we're going to pull up off of this. So the windrows are looking a little small. But I do have the reduced ground scales or whatever in. I do have that mod installed. So that's going to make the it's going to make the windrows look smaller than default at any rate. But I think we'll probably get a good 12 to 20 bales off of there, which will do us nicely. Again, we'll have to see what the weather looks like for late summer and for the next mowing of this. For all we know, next video might be baling the second cut of that field. Just to tell, right? Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and grab the mower, head on up to the next field, and start mowing that. Until next time, guys. Happy farming.